Hi everyone, hope you're doing well and everything is fine with you. So now let's discuss one of the important concern or important topic that a lot of candidates do have, that I have failed the ADC written or practical exam. What should I be doing next? Now, this video is basically helping you guide yourself further if you have failed either the ADC written exam or the ADC practical exam. Okay, I'll be talking in this video very honestly and very strategically. All right, so that it helps you plan your next steps. Okay, so make sure that you watch this video as a whole and take all the information that is provided to you in this video seriously, because it will help you a lot. First of all, coping up with failure, and then the reality of failing the ADC written and practical exam and what you should be doing next. Because these things are very important, because of course the ADC passing rate is not really a lot, but that does not mean that, okay, I've failed the ADC written or practical exam, let me just give up the journey. Please don't do that. Please don't give up on your ADC journey. It's very rewarding. You are going to do it. Okay. But of course, failing the exam not is really not easy. There's a setback, there's an emotional component involved to that, there's a mental component involved to that, and then of course there are further things, further plans on what I should be doing next if I failed the ADC written or the practical exam. So please make sure you watch this video, take all the input, which will be of tremendous help to you. All right. So let's get started. Now, first of all, if you have failed the ADC written or the practical exam, I can completely understand how you're feeling right now. Failing the ADC exams hurts deeply, of course, especially after all the time, money, and effort you have invested. But no, you should not give up. All right. Why you should not give up? That's what also I'm going to discuss in this video. Okay. Let's talk about this honestly and very strategically. Okay. Of course, who you're listening to, my name is Dr. Raza Abbas Bangash, ADC certified AHPRA registered dentist, working in 3 different practices in Australia. Have a huge years of experience, 10 years experience teaching ADC candidates. A lot of candidates have cleared the exam with our courses, with our help, with my help. Currently practicing in Australia. All right. Now let's go towards the failure in the ADC written or the practical exam stepwise. Okay. First, let's deal with the emotions. You are allowed to feel disappointed. Many dentists, even the excellent ones, fail one or more ADC exams before passing. The ADC exam is not only a measure of your intelligence or your worth as a dentist, it's also a test of adaptation, how well you understand Australian standards, communication, and safe clinical judgment under pressure. All right. So it's completely normal to feel disappointed. It's completely normal to feel emotional. That's always the case, because everyone wants their results to be positive. Okay. So it's completely normal. All right. To feel disappointed, feel sad about your results. Okay. You're in a tough emotional phase right now, but it's temporary. Please remember, that's very important. The emotional phase that you are in is a temporary emotional phase which will go away. Like everything in life changes with time, right? Time is the best healer. So, the emotional phase that you are going through right now, it's temporary. Countless dentists have stood where you are now, frustrated, doubting themselves, and are now successfully working across Australia. So, what you are going through right now, it's not only you who has or who is going through it. Many successful dentists who are currently working in Australia have been through the same phase, frustrated, doubting themselves, but eventually did it, and now are practicing successfully working in different practices in Australia. The second important step, Analyze what happened. Don't rush to reapply soon. Reflect with structure. Ask yourself. The most important step is asking yourself, did I fail due to knowledge gaps, theory, diagnosis, guidelines? Was there something that I was not aware of? Was my knowledge not sufficient enough for me to clear the exam? One of the most important factor, one of the most important reason for failure is not having sufficient knowledge, which you should have before attempting the exam. Okay, and then you failed the exam. Did I fail due to knowledge gaps? Yes. If you did, cover that gap, fill those gaps. Was it exam technique, time management, structure of answers, understanding the question, communication? Was it an exam technique? Were you not able to get yourself accustomed to the exam environment, whether it's the written exam, the practical exam? You are not able to focus more in a stressful environment. If you are not, see how can you work your way out. Practice questions, do as many as mocks as possible. Time yourself so that you know you can do the same thing on the exam day as well. So these things will change if your failure was related to an exam technique. Was it nerves or mental fatigue during the exam? Again, one of very important reason for failure in the ADC exam, both the written as well as the practical, you were not able to calm yourself down. You were too stressful to pick up the right answer. You were too stressful during communication OSCEs. You were too stressful. Time was ticking, and due to stress, you messed up your technical task. Again, very normal. How you can change it? Practicing under pressure, timing yourself, having a relaxed mind. Don't worry about how the examiners behave. Don't stress out during the exam. Go with coping mechanism, how you can manage stress during the days of the exam. At times, now this is also very important. At times, it might be none of these, but you still failed. That is perfectly okay. It happens. You went wrong, but you are not able to figure it out. Perfectly okay. Carry on with the journey and preparation and keep going. Because you see, ADC does not tell you your mistakes, neither in the written nor in the practical exam. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes you will say, I did my best, but I could not pass the exam. You are not able to figure out where you went wrong. You had enough knowledge. Your exam technique was good. You were not stressful during the exam, but you still failed the exam. Frankly speaking, that doesn't really happen because, like I said, I have mentored thousands of candidates. When a candidate fails the exam, there is a reason why they failed, whether it's the written or the practical. There is some knowledge gap. There is a problem with your task. You are not able to communicate what you were expected to communicate. You are not able to select the right answer in the written exam. So there is always a reason. ADC does not fail anyone like that. You failed because there was some reason to it. Whether you are aware of that reason or not, that's a different story. In some circumstances, like I said, you might not be aware why you failed the exam. Okay. But that's you did fail due to a reason, but you're not aware because, like I said, ADC does not disclose the feedback. But you did fail. So there was a reason why you failed the exam. But let's say if you're not able to figure it out, it's perfectly okay. Continue with the journey, keep preparing, keep going. Things will turn, tables will turn. It has always turned. Please remember, it has always turned. Third, plan your comeback. Here's what many successful repeat candidates do. When I say many successful repeat candidates, I'm basing it on the experience that I had with thousands of written and practical exam candidates. Decompress first, which means take 1 to 2 weeks completely off, clean your head. All right. Don't take months completely off. Couple of weeks, that's fine. Get back to your journey. You don't need to waste time. Review your preparation plan. What worked, what didn't. Again, very important. You need to see what actually worked for you and what didn't. This part might hold more true towards the practical journey because you will realize that, for example, you did this task this way or you communicated with the examiner this way. It worked. But in some stations or some tasks you didn't follow that pattern, which didn't work. So you will realize what's working for you and what's not working for you. Because every candidate will be different, you will be able to realize that okay, this thing is working for me, even in the written exam. All right, if I study this way, let me attempt the mock exams. Let me go to the answer key, understand them, use the textbooks, the reference books for cross check. Is it working? Yes, carry on. If something is not working, stop it. So you will realize what things are working for you, what things are not. Hearing from those who passed recently helps you see what changed for them. We have exam experience sessions, so many of them from candidates who have cleared. Watch them on our YouTube channel. You might get a slightest hint on what you might be missing. So sometimes you might not be able to figure out, let's say, what is going on and why I failed or what I can change. So, from listening to these candidates who passed the exam, both with the written and the practical, because we have detailed videos, feedback for the written and the practical, we have so many practical exam experience session with successful candidates. Watch them, listen to their ideas, listen to how they prepared. Maybe you will get some slightest hint, even if you get one or two hint that can be beneficial towards your journey of success. It's going to be really good, right? It's going to be it will be rewarding you with your next attempt that you're going to take for the ADC exam. And this is our YouTube channel, which is the Dr. Raza Abbas ADC exam mentoring coaching. This is our YouTube channel. All right, just visit it. We have so many. We recently created this channel to help the candidates. Everything that you see in there, we have a lot of useful videos. All of that are free of charge, so please make sure you utilize it. Don't take that lightly. I see some candidates, they just, there's a 30-minute video, they'll just watch 5 minutes and get bored. Now, if you are of that kind of mentality, then it's very hard for you to be, clearing the ADC exam. And that's very true. When I say things, I say based it on experience with so many and so many candidates. Practice exactly how the ADC expects you to think. It's not about being a better dentist, it's about being a safe Australian dentist. Again, we'll see a lot of candidates, especially with the practical part, um, practicing and thinking, so I'm doing really well. But again, you see, being a better dentist, doing the task beautifully, these are not what ADC wants from you. They want you to stick to the marking rubric. They want you to be a safe practicing dentist in Australia. Simulate exam condition. Again, like I mentioned earlier, uh, when you're doing the written exam, do the mock exams, timing yourself so you're able to manage time well on the day of the exam. Communication OSCE, do the cases with time, 3 minutes reading time, 10 minutes presentation time. So all these is mentally preparing you towards success, right? Real perspective. Now let's come to the real perspective. Most ADC passers will tell you the attempts I failed were the ones that taught me the most. Failure gives you clarity about what ADC is actually testing. If you approach your next attempt strategically, you won't just pass, you'll come back much stronger and much more confident in your Australian dental future. Now, at times with these exams, you see, failure teaches you a great deal of important information or gives you a great deal of feedback on how you will change your next attempt. This holds very much true, especially with the practical exam, of course, with the written as well, but especially with the practical exam, because once you sit on for the exam, for the practical, it gives you an idea how things works on the day of the exam, how things are, what instruments are available, how the examiner behaviors are, how the rooms are set up. It gives you so much idea. So take that failure as a lesson. Please do not take any failure as a permanent basis. It will change. It has always changed. And I'm telling you this with tremendous experience with tremendous number of candidates. Final message from my side, don't let a failed result rewrite your entire story. You have already done what thousands dream of, registering with ADC or ADC initial assessment, connect account, preparing for the exam, sitting the exam. You have already 70% there. The last 30% is about resilience, mindset, and refinement. You should not give up. That's something that I'm telling you, I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of candidates failing the exam, failing the exam again, failing the exam again, and then passing the exam. So consistency is something that makes a huge difference. Work on your mistakes, improve your understanding. Don't get sad about the results. It will change and you will do it. With ADC, failure does not mean anything in the short term. All these dentists that you see in Australia, majority are someone who have repeated ADC exams multiple times, be it the written or the practical or even both exams. I cleared both exams in my first attempt with 4 A grades in the written and 100% pass rate in all stations and clusters of the practical exam. But that does not mean it has to be the same for everyone. I had friends, I had relatives who failed not once, not twice, but some even more than that. But they finally did it and are now working in Australia. All the multiple attempts doesn't even matter as the final goal is achieved. Consistency is the key. Please do not take ADC as your degree exam or a college based exam you had in your university where 90% would pass. No, please don't take it that way. ADC pass rate fluctuates between 15 to 30%, and that is how will always remain. Fit yourself in this 15 to 30%. Okay, so nothing to get sad about. Normal for everyone to fail the ADC exam. Like I said, majority working in Australia have failed the written exam and the practical exam. Some once, some twice, some thrice. But once they start practicing as a dentist in Australia, all those failures make no difference at all. So consistency is the key. Keep going, keep preparing, have a positive mindset. Don't get sad about the failure. Always take the results as a short term and then just see how things will change and how your success will be written. Thank you.